Alright, I'm going to give you a lesson on how to play Nickelback's Woke Up This Morning. In this lesson, I'm going to show you what Ryan Peake does, and this is the way that I see most people play it. And then in the next lesson, I'm going to show you what Chad Kroger does based off of the cover that I did years ago. So let's dive into this. The way Ryan Peake plays it, we tune down a whole step to D, and then on top of that, we're also going to drop D. So it would be C, G, C, F, A, D. Once you're in that tuning, you'll be able to follow along with the lesson and the album. So let's start out with that beginning riff. Now there's going to be several variations on it throughout this whole song. So let's start out with that beginning, which is going to sound something like this. Okay, so like I said, there's going to be a ton of variation. Now he does several different variations throughout the whole riff. So the riff, it's going to be 6th string palmated twice. Then we're going to go the 12th fret on the D to the 9th fret on the A, back to the 12th fret of the D. So do that twice. But then we're gonna have several different tail ends. The first tail end is gonna be low E string open, 9th fret of the A, and 10 on the D. And then you go to the riff again. The second tail end is going to be the 8th fret barred. The third tail end is going to be the 3rd fret barred. But the last bar, you'll only do that riff once. And then that's just 2 dead notes. Then grab a C5 at the 3rd fret of the A. 2 dead notes. And 3rd fret barred. So it'll be like... So it would be this slowly. Then you repeat that again. But the second time around, when you do those tail ends, you only hit them once. Okay, and then we get to the verse, which is, again, a variation on it. We're going to do that riff twice. We're going to do that first bar twice. Then you're going to hold the low E string open, 9 on the A, and 12 on the D. Hit that twice. So it would be this. Alright. Then we get to the pre-chorus. There's going to be 2 parts. First part sounds something like this. Okay, so you're going to repeat this bit twice. So you do that riff once, then we have this. That is 6th string, 8th fret, 3 times palmated, twice palmated, to the 12th fret of the D, and then do the same thing up 2 frets. So the 10th fret of low E twice, to the 14th fret of the D. So be like... So it would be, you can repeat this bit 4 times. So slowly. Then we get to that build up. It's going to be 8 barred on the bottom 3 strings. We're going to go 8, 10. Then you palm mute that main chord you were holding from that intro, and just palm mute it and build it up. And you release the palmating once you get to the end. So it's like. Alright, then we get to the chorus, which sounds something like this. So, it's going to start out low E string open. Then we're going to do chromatic hammer on from 7. We're going to go, we have a chromatic hammer on 7, 8, 9. Hit the low E string. Then hit back to the 9th fret on the A. So, then you're going to hit 8 to 3. And do that 3 times. But during the 3rd time through, you can repeat 8 to 3 twice. So it's like. Then at the end, to end the chorus, you end on the 5th fret. And then you hit 3, slide down. Okay, and then you're up to there, those parts repeat. And then we get to that interlude section. This bit is a lot of fun. Sounds like this. Okay, so now we're going to have 2 constant themes. We have a couple constant. We have 1 constant theme throughout this whole interlude section. So we're going to start. It starts out with the low E string open, and then hammer on 7, 8, 9, like we did in the chorus. Now between that, we have a kind of answer phrase on the low E. First bit is slide up to the 14th fret on low E and run down and go 12, 10. Back to the low E. And you go back to the hammer on. The second answer phrase is just run down 6, 5, 3, 0. And just alternate hit that. Then you just do that first part again. Now the answer phrase, the second time around, we're going to go. That's just a quick bend and release on the 5th fret of low E. And then 3, 0. So we like this. Okay, and then this last bit, you can repeat twice. So it starts with that chromatic hammer on again. Now the answer phrase on the low E is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go. So you start with that slide up to 14 on low E. And then instead of going 12, 10, we're going to go 10, 12. And then chromatic hammer on. Alright, now the answer phrase you're going to hear twice. And we have some stretches here. We're going to start out pinky on the 7th fret low E. And then 3, 5. And just repeat that bit twice. So it's like. after you hit that 5th fret low E, you go to the pre-chorus. So the whole interlude section sounds like this. Then you go back to the chorus, and then you end with the main riff. And that's pretty much woke up this morning. Also, join me in my next lesson, where I'm going to show you Chad Kroeger's part. Good luck.